Hello everyone and welcome back to another TSW5 video. Today we are on the Great Western Express route with a rather special service. Today we are in the DB Cargo Class 66 with a rake of KWA Woolwell wagons. This is part of Skyhook's Cargo Line Volume 4 military pack. This is one of the services included with the DLC. We've got some trucks that we're hauling for the Ministry of Defence today, and we're heading from here at Acton Yard down to Reading. I was originally going to do this as a Preston to Carlisle video, but then I realised, well, 2 hours for running from Kingmore to Preston is honestly far too long of a video to do, and I don't know if my computer can handle something like that. So yeah, let's get, so we're on Great Western Express instead, and let's get started. I do have Spratty Heath's Class 66 Mega Pack mod enabled, so we probably will see other Class 66s around that are like with like GBRF or Freightliner or things like that. This is one of the default Great Western Express 66s. Let's put direct brake on, release the automatic brake. Let's get the window open. There we go. Daylight headlights on. Instrument lights on. Let's go in and get the safeties on. Where's the fuse cabinet? Like, come on, let me show you. Thank you. Let's just go and check this computer. Brakes will use good timings. Lovely. Let's just make sure the brakes are cut in. Lovely jubbly. I know this will please... I know running a 66 will please a certain member of my audience. I'm looking at you, Melbourne train guy, so yeah. Yeah, I wanted to do a Cargo Line Volume 4 service, but I didn't want to sink 2 hours into recording a video which I thought might or might not work properly. I honestly wish they'd split that service into 2 parts, but hey. Yeah. I cannot wait on a slightly different note, I cannot wait for this route I cannot wait for this route to be remastered so I can do this service in the remastered timetable and everything. So hopefully, yeah. Let's get notch 1 in. Do notch 2. Oh, goodness. Nearly over revving it there. I will say this. A lot of people don't really like the 66 in Train Sim World because it gets recycled so often. But I actually don't mind that so much because the 66, it is realistic for it to appear on all of these services. And the modern version with 8 Armstrong Powerhouse sounds does sound very, very good. And it looks decent too. Look at these wagons though. Skyhook did such a superb job on them. Like, just like the detail is second to none. And the weathering and everything is just so good. And they're also equipped with dynamic suspension. Look at the way the trucks are strapped down. These ratchet straps actually look really good. Yeah. The cargo actually changes depending on which route you're running. If you're running on Preston to Carlisle, it'll be with armored personnel carriers, and if you're running on Great Western Express, it'll have those trucks. So yeah. Hopefully we can impress the Ministry of Defence chappies today. I know Great Western Express looks pretty ancient, but some of the details are actually pretty decent. Considering this route is, what, going on for 8 years old, it actually looks still looks relatively decent by the actually looks pretty decent by the standards of the day, but by today's standards it's complete. It looks really, really outdated. Like, just look at the just look at Alan Thompson Sim's Manchester Airport Commuter if you want to get a look at how modern routes should be done in today's world. Yeah. Let's leave it on notch 6 for now. It's going to be a relatively smooth run, not too many grades. As of recording this video, we don't know what in Train Sim World 6 we're going to get, but there seems to have been a leak to the effect that we might be getting, oh, what was it? We might be getting a GWR Class 802 IET. And that'd be pretty interesting to see an 802 in TSW. I already have an 801 with the Peterborough to Doncaster route, but to see a bi-mode Class 802 would probably be pretty interesting. Yeah. Here, coming up on Ealing Broadway. Clear signals ahead. Let's do a fly-past shot through... Yeah, through here. If you have the Bakerloo line installed, which I don't, I do have it, you do get a static 1972 tube stock at Ealing Broadway, but that's totally unrealistic. Man, those wagons do sound good. If you're going to do a wagon sound pack, this is the way, not sound pack, DLC pack is what I mean, then this is the way to do it. Wait a minute, we're clear above 60 miles an hour. That is unrealistic. We should only be clear up to 60 since the KWAs are limited to 60, so I'm just going to keep, even if the speed limit tells me to go quicker, I'm not going to do that because that's very, very unrealistic. It's actually astounding how much this route has changed since 2015 when this route is set. We've had the Elizabeth line come in, electrification go all the way out to Newbury and Bristol. Yeah. Passing through wherever this is, I can't remember where we are. I can't remember what name this station is. West Ealing, that's the one. Alright. Approaching 60 miles an hour, so I'll just start coming back up the throttle. Also, the original Old Common Depot has been demolished, and construction is currently underway for the high-speed 2 terminus there, and there's also a Elizabeth line depot at Ealing Broadway. I must say, for all its faults, Great Western Express does have a few redeeming qualities, like the station details are pretty nice. But yeah, sometimes the scenery just looks absolutely atrocious. I mean, what? That doesn't even look like real life. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the trackside scenery, like the distant scenery, I mean, not the trackside scenery. Yeah, has to be some of the most atrocious in the entire game. But hopefully the remaster will fix that, and hopefully vastly increase the number of services on this route, because currently it's far too quiet. Hard to believe this is the first ever British route in TSW, because the only previous route to this, and which was the base game, was Sandpatch Grade. There's a 166 turbo networker going by. I've ridden on a 166, and actually the one in TSW is actually somewhat half decent, decently modeled, selectable destinations, and actually really, really good sounds, with the horn actually being quite decent. There's, can't remember what depot that is. There's, yeah. Oh, there's another 66 with some cement wagons off of the Tees Valley line. Nice. What service is that, actually? And there's a 166 Malvern to Paddington. Thiel to Hope Earl Siding Cement. Right, okay. Three and a half miles to West Drayton. Fun fact, West Drayton is actually the last place where you can use an Oyster card. Oh, there's a Freightliner 66 out of the Spretty Heath pack. Nice. And West Drayton is as far west as you can use an Oyster card on the Elizabeth line in real life. Yeah, look at that track's distance scenery. That's pretty underwhelming, if I do say so myself. Absolutely rocketing along. 60 miles an hour, yeah. I know, I think Preston to Carlisle is definitely the better cargo line service to do, but it just takes forever. Like the maximum service length is 2.5 hours. Who has that amount of time to just go and play a virtual train? Like, my patience just... I've done 2 cargo line volume 4 services on here's Hayes and Harlington, on Preston to Carlisle, and quite frankly, I just run out of patience. There's the main line. There's the main line branch to Heathrow Airport, which we will be able to do. We'll be able to do Heathrow Express services with the Class 387 and the remaster from Paddington to Hayes and Harlington. I don't think we're getting the Heathrow branch, which is a bit worrying, because, like, what if we also get something like a if we're not getting the Heathrow branch, and what about the Thames Valley branch lines to Greenford, Windsor, and Eaton Central, Marlow, and Henley? There goes a HST absolutely rocketing by at 125. The Swansea to Paddington. So yeah. Another good thing about GWE is, for the time, it actually came with no less than 3 new methods of motive power. Class 43 HST with the MTU engines, Class 166 Turbo Networker, and the Class 66, but the Great Western Express version of the Class 66 is absolutely hideously outdated. Especially since it doesn't have the Armstrong powerhouse sounds and has outdated textures and things like that. Coming up on West Drayton, which is our first go via of the day. Another good thing, I also prefer, I think the DB Class 66 is probably my favorite version of the 66 that we currently have in game. Simply because it's got all the latest features. It's got dynamic suspension, it's got the Armstrong powerhouse sounds, things like that. 11 miles to our next go via, which is Maidenhead. We've got another service coming up, which is the Reading to Paddington. Nowadays that would be an Elizabeth line service 100%. the only stations GWR really stops at on this section, on the Paddington to Reading section, are Paddington, Slough, Maidenhead, maybe Twyford and Reading. If you want to go to like one of the more local stops like Hanwell or Southall or Taplow or Burnham, it's we just got an AWS ping and it's a green signal, so that's interesting. Yeah, that will be an Elizabeth Line service nowadays. One thing I can't wait for TSW6 for is Cargo Line Volume 5 Nuclear, which is going to have a direct rail services class liveried and modernized class 20, which will layer onto West Coast Mainline South, West Coast Mainline Preston to Carlisle, and Midland Mainline. Maybe some other routes, but we don't know about that yet. Yeah. And yeah. If we get Cargo Line Volume 5 on Preston to Carlisle, then we'll need to get the Heysham Port extension to Preston to Carlisle, because otherwise that'd be incredibly because the Heysham is where a lot of the nuclear stuff comes in and out of. If we are getting a GWR route, as part of the TSW6 main package, I personally hope it's Reading to Newbury, Bristol, Temple Meads, and then to Oxford via Didcot, because that'd be decently non-linear. We could do some diesel running on the Oxford branch. Yeah. But hey, I don't really think all of that would happen, if I'm being honest. Coming up to Langley, CIA headquarters. No, that's the Langley in Virginia, my bad. Sorry, I've watched the original Mission Impossible film one too many times, I think. Yeah. The in real life, mainly the 66s that run on this line are mainly Freightliner, and trust me, you do not want to be at the same platform as the 66, absolutely rocketing through with some hopper wagons. It's actually deafening. Oh, and there's a pole to wait. Lol. Haven't had any adverse signals so far, but I think the Ministry of Defense stuff actually usually gets priority over other freight services. HST absolutely rocketing toward Bristol. How's my performance doing? Pretty much a flat 58 to 60 frames per second. That's not too bad, actually. 6.5 miles to Maidenhead, and then it should be a direct run down to Reading, yeah. Yeah, after Maidenhead it's just Twyford and Reading, so unless we have a 166 unexpectedly get in front of us, I think we should be clear all the way. Oh, there's a 166 here at Slough, waiting to go off to Windsor and Eton Central. Like, there's AI for Henley, Marlow, Greenford. Oh! Oops. I did not see that 40 limit. Oops. Let's release the brakes. There's the 166 waiting to go off to Windsor and Eaton Central. Oh no. No, don't stop, man. Come on. Oh, come on. Dang it. I did not mean to do that. Sorry. Hopefully there's not a 166 behind us. Is there anyone behind us? I don't know. No, I don't think there are any services behind us. Alright, let's give it a notch 2. Now I gotta get back up to line speed. Dang it! That's annoying. I did not mean to apply the automatic brakes that hard. Try and get back up to line speed. That's so annoying. That'll set us back by so long. But hey, can't do anything about it, unfortunately. Alright, that's full juice. Wonder if we're going to have any HSTs overtake us. That'd be pretty cool. Going all the way back to Paddington. There's one 166 behind us, and there's one HST. Yeah, that's Swansea service. Yeah, I don't think one will overtake us. I think we'll get to Reading. Oh, hello. HST. Meow. Wonder what service he's doing. He's doing the Cheltenham Spa to Paddington. Finally approaching line speed again. Lovely. Should be getting a lot of points for getting this for having all these safeties on. Coming up on Burnham, which is in the outskirts of Maidenhead. Nowadays, this station is almost being completely rebuilt with what was it? With Elizabeth Line, for the Elizabeth Line stuff. 3 miles to Maidenhead. Got some overhead wires again, but they're not active, of course, because the overhead catenary after Hayes and Harlington is really, really patchy. Some places it doesn't exist, in other places it's fully built, but I suppose that reflects the route as it was at the time. Because Great Western Express is so straight and flat, I think I've set a TSW speed record on this route. It was with the TGV off of LGV Mediterranee, and I got it to something like absurd, like 320 miles an hour. Which is a bit ridiculous, of course, yeah. I think we're coming up on Taplow. Yeah, it's Taplow. Which means Maidenhead is the next station. Yeah, this scenery is absolutely horrendous. The distant scenery is... Whew. 1.5 miles to Maidenhead, but before we get there, there is something I do want to show you guys. Where is it? It's somewhere coming up. I think it's I think it's here. Here is the world's biggest brick bridge. I kid you not, this is made by Eisenbahn Kingdom Brunel and is literally the largest brick bridge ever made. Look at that! It's massive! Yeah, let's line up the shot. Yeah, that actually looks pretty... Yeah, that looks pretty decent. There we go. I always take my Great Western Express screenshots on that bridge because I know it quite well. There's another 166. Doing the Reading to Paddington again. 900 yards to Maidenhead. One thing that should be also included in the Great Western Express remaster is a Flying Scotsman rail tour, which is realistic. Coming up on Maidenhead, know this station quite well. It's basically spot on. Like this station configuration for this area is basically spot on. I basically train spotted from right there, straight through Maidenhead without stopping. There goes the Marlow branch line off to our right. Sadly, it doesn't go anywhere. 11 miles to Reading, but just 2 more stops to go. Basically, this 66 is actually included with Skyhook's Cargo Line Volume 4 pack, but it's just basically taken directly out of the West Coast Main Line Euston to Milton Keynes route. Is basically so people who don't have West Coast Main Line South can still drive these services without needing it. The Preston to Carlisle services, they require Preston to Carlisle's class 47. Still absolutely cruising. Yeah. Wow. It is astounding how bad the scenery is. I'll be brutally honest. The West Somerset Railway, though, was pretty similar until it got the remaster from footage I've seen, so, hey. They still haven't fixed the non-existent instrument lights on this version of the 66. Wonder if there are any trains in front of me. There's Twyford. And here's Reading. So we'll be pulling in at platform 9. Lovely. Oh, wait, there was a fast travel spot which I've never seen before. Down here, I didn't even realize you could do that you could go there. That's interesting. I think this is the longest rake of KWAs you can have you can have at this pack. 20 wagons back to back, loaded. Windows shut. Okay, I thought it was open. Eight miles to go. I thought that was a train ahead, but it's just a signal. Oh dear. I'll be literally the only train in Reading. What? We're getting pretty close to Twyford. Are there any? There are a couple of fast services that actually stop there, but they're all in the middle of the night. Yeah, services to Henley on Thames. 5.5 miles to go. Straight through Twyford. There's the Henley branch off to our right. I know I'm making a video on this route before the remaster comes out, but hey, I'll just make another video on this route on the remaster once remastered version of the route once yeah. Four miles to run. Everything's going absolutely normally. I haven't driven an HST or a 166 on this route in a good fair bit now. Three miles to go. Can't believe the instrument lights on this version still don't work. That's so annoying. Actually no, they do work. Never mind, my bad. It's just not that visible in the daytime in this lighting engine, never mind. <sighs> 2.5 miles to Reading. We do have a 40 limit coming up, so I think I'll take the throttle off. We'll just coast in. Looks like we have a speed limit of 40 coming in. Don't want to trip a TPWS, so I'll hit the train stop override just in case. So I'm slowing down a bit. 1.5 miles to go. That was 2 AWS magnets for 1 signal. Is that realistic? I don't know. Gently does it on the automatic brake. Take off the automatic brake. That was a bit too much. Why did the automatic brake do that to that extent anyway? Any trains at Reading? No. Reading to Gatwick Airport. Reading to Basingstoke. Reading to Basingstoke. Those are, I think those are, I'm trying to remember. I think those are Southwestern Railway platforms, if I'm not mistaken. Train is shunting over nicely. You have a single yellow coming up. Reading Station is well modelled, it's just a strange place to cut the route coverage. There's the Southwestern Railway platforms off to our left. There's my AWS warning. Don't want to stop too early. Oh, it's too late. Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, ooh, that is a lot of points. Nice. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.